Okay, just a quick little video today on the VOGE 200 Rally and making it a bit more accessible, because it is a tall trail bike. I think it puts people off that seat height, which I think is about 920 mil claim, but it is tall, it's tippy toe, and because it's not got the sag of, say, a CRF 300 Rally, it doesn't forgive its height quite so much as, say, a CRF. It sits quite tall, which means I think anybody under sort of 5'8", 5'9" are going to struggle. And I just wanted to show you what I've done to this one, which is fit a lower seat. I know commonly people seem to be fitting lowering links and things like that, which is a good option. You know, it lowers it at the back. My experience of lowering links, I had one on a CRF 250 Rally a while back, a few years ago. And that was good for making it, you know, so you could sit on it. But the problem was it was very low at the back and very tall at the front. So the handling and the dynamics just didn't quite work so well. It sort of sat like a speedboat. And yes, you can do things to the front, but then it starts to become a cat and mouse game of trying to correct the changes that you made to the geometry at the rear. And one of the issues with the VOGE 200 Rally is, just from what I can see, is you lower the rear, and therefore to compensate, you drop the forks through. But just looking at here, there's no space between the fork and the bottom of the handlebar to drop the fork through the top yoke, which means you'd have to put a riser on. So therefore, you know, you're again chasing your tail to try and compensate for what you've done at the rear to make it more accessible. And so I just wanted to show a standard bike there, and then this is just a seat I ordered off Uncle Wang. It's their low seat offering, which is about, they claim it's 2 centimeters lower, but I've just measured it, and that's 940 mil, and this is 900 dead. So it's about 4 centimeters difference. And I've got to say, just sitting on it, if I just cut my block out of the way, so I'm 5'9", 5'9" and a half, and I'm almost flat-footed on both sides. I'm definitely strong on one side, and I've definitely got a more manageable sitting position on it. And obviously, by just fitting a lower seat, I ain't compromised the geometry. It's still going to ride like a standard bike, which is what I like, which is what I didn't want to change in making it lower. So it's really just a video to say, before you start lowering your bike, putting linkages on it and stuff, maybe consider this lower seat, which I just ordered from Uncle Wang. It took ages to get here, maybe 2 months in total. It was probably 120, 130 quid. But for me, certainly putting, so that's a bike I run on fleet for people to come down and ride. And yes, a lot of people find it too tall. And even actually, you know what, just jumping straight onto this, you can tell the difference on tiptoes. That's quite interesting. There's quite a big difference in that. I think looking at the bike side by side, that's got 3,000 miles on it, and you can see it's sort of maybe sat a bit lower in its springs now. Now it's been bedded in. But that combined with the lower seat, I think definitely have made this look. There's no way I can almost anyway get near to flat footing in this. So it has made a big difference, that seat. I mean, there's going to be question marks over whether it's affected its comfort, because obviously you've got less padding in there. But I've always typically ran one of these with a cool cover, a mesh cover on anyway. So by putting a mesh cover on this, you're raising it up again a little bit, but only to the same ratio as if you put a mesh cover on that. So yeah, just a video, just to, you know, I'll bring the camera in just so you can see it. And so it's lowered it at the back and down the middle, so you can see that curve there and that curve there. So yeah, it's about 3 centimeters or thereabouts. And I think it's just made the bike a little bit more accessible for more people. So yeah, if you're after a slightly lowered VOGE, if it's just that little bit too big for you, a little bit too tall, then rather than going down the linkage option, which to me starts to affect the geometry of the bike, then consider an Uncle Wanger Banger lower seat. Just a shame you can't get me here a bit quicker. So that's it, yeah. Stock VOGE, lowered VOGE. Right, cheers.